Another whirlwind of a week for me, but I did have time to stop and smoke something interesting, and I'm guessing perhaps you did as well, huh?
Yes.
I had a feeling.
I stopped by Casa this morning.
I had me a feeling.
I haven't been over there in a little while. I said hi to Steve over there. He's super nice, holding it down. I was asking what was new, and he pointed me to this brand new, like just came out, Aging Room Rare Collection.
I think I saw something online about that, but I have not had one.
Yes, I had the. I picked out the Scherzo size, which is a 5.5 by 55.
Mm-hmm.
The Aging Room is made by guess who?
Rafael Nodal.
Made by AJ Fernandez.
This one's made by AJ?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's Rafael Nodal, but it's made by
AJ. Okay. Well, I'm sure it was really, really a difficult thing to smoke.
This is a Nicaraguan Puro. The
what
appearance
AJ's
on
best
this, the appearance on this reddish brown, smooth overall, slightly oily, medium firmness overall. Had a pigtail at the cap. I got a nice picture of that pigtail, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Just because if you're not sure what that means, that's where they take and twist the tobacco at the cap instead of doing a smooth.
And the idea is that
cap.
if you don't have something to clip your cigar with, you can just kind of twist that off,
Yeah,
and it
you can
opens up
twist
the
it right
head
off.
of the cigar.
So I used a clip on mine, however. Let's see
Mm-hmm.
it had a nice Aging Room Rare Collection label and then the Rafael Nodal label underneath it.
Nice.
The pre-light sniff on this, earthy, spicy with a little fruity sweetness to the smell and a little bit of leather going on. Pay attention to that because those things are all showing up in this cigar. The pre-light draw, I used a clip. It had a pleasant draw, just enough of a resistance to make it pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
The pre-light draw on this was bright and fruity with some spice and an earthy background on it.
Nice.
So I didn't expect so much fruity on a Nicaraguan Puro.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It was interesting.
You're expecting to get earth and pepper.
Yes, earth and pepper, definitely.
And sometimes chocolate.
Right.
But fruity.
I didn't get any
sometimes.
chocolate in this cigar. I'm going to go ahead and put that one out there right now, as weird as that is.
Yeah.
This cigar had some things going on. The initial light had, of course, the... I need to come up with a song for this every time we say it. We need to play like a little clip of
Nicaraguan pepper blast?
Yes, it had
I
a
was thinking about
Nicaraguan
that
pepper
today.
blast.
We need a little
It's like,
Nicaraguan
pepper blast.
Yeah. like they used to do on Syphil and Ollie. Did you ever see Syphil and Ollie? It was the show with the sock puppets that was on like MTV or something.
Oh, I remember
years
that
ago.
it existed.
Yeah, and they would have like a little song which was basically just them strumming a guitar and shouting the words of whatever it was. So now, Nicaraguan pepper blast! Woohoo! Anyway, go ahead.
So, so the Nicaraguan pepper blast, backed by earth and leather, a little cayenne pepper in the back of the palate, retrohale. Oh, sorry, I'm a little ahead of myself. That's the initial light. Nicaraguan pepper blast, backed by... Yeah, no, that's where we are. Sorry, I'm getting scattered here.
It was the sock puppet
Yeah, the
reference
sock
that
puppet. I was
threw you
thinking
off.
sock puppets. The cayenne pepper in the back of the palate. Retrohale is strong, spicy, and peppery. The first third of this. Spicy and sweet. The sweetness reminded me of apple pie. It had this real deep, rich sweetness to
nice.
it. The spice is like cinnamon and pepper. It was super, super good right off the bat. The retrohale, sweet cedar and coffee with pepper. I will tell you, the retrohale was strong.
So you mentioned cayenne. If you get
Make
cayenne,
your nose burn just a little
if you
bit.
get cayenne in the retrohale, it can like affect you a little bit.
Yeah, it made my eyes water just a touch at first. Now, hold on to that thought, because the second third of this, cedar and leather make their presence known here with a distinctive earthiness as a foundation. Pepper and spicy apple pie remains in the background. The retrohale is sweet cedar and coffee backed by pepper and cinnamon. The retrohale actually got a little calm down on it. And became very pleasant. Like I enjoy the retrohale on a lot of cigars. Like that's a huge part of a huge part of the flavor. And man, the retrohale on this just became wonderful. The last third of the cigar, a run had developed. I took a picture of it.
Oh, very interesting.
This run actually was a pretty sizable little run down one side of the cigar.
The construction from AJ and from Aging Room, I mean, both generally quite
fantastic,
good.
usually, yeah. And so, but here's the deal: the run developed, and then I touched it up, and it was fine. Like literally one touch
That's what
up,
you would hope for.
and it was fine. So it was the perfect, like, best case scenario when that happens, because it was a pretty good side of the cigar that it started happening on. I just didn't let it get super far either. The cedar is very prominent here in the last third of this, backed by earth and sweet fruity flavors. Pepper and leather play around the palate with a slight tanginess. The retrohale is creamy cedar and chicory coffee. By the end of this, that burn had gone back to like almost perfect.
Just being almost straight, huh?
I mean, it was literally just a couple moments.
Interesting.
And then it went back to almost
Well,
perfect.
I don't mind tending a cigar a little bit as long as it doesn't become so much tending that it kind of detracts
If
from the
it's
enjoyment.
distracting, yes. Once, maybe even twice, if all I got to do is go,
Yeah.
I don't think about that so much. So I didn't mark anything off of this cigar. Now, keep in mind, this cigar was $15.60.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This is not a cheap cigar.
Yeah, no.
This is a super premium, and in that, this is double the price of a lot of cigars that I enjoy.
It's just about double the price of even like a Bella Artes or something from AJ that's quite good.
Yes, and it was double the good.
Really?
It was, this whole cigar, like, I mean, I don't know if you could pick up from what I said through here, but the flavors were right up my alley. I enjoyed everything about this cigar. The retrohale was absolutely fantastic. It gets a solid 5.
For a $15 cigar, that's
on a $15 cigar.
Yeah, that's
it gets
something.
a solid 5. It's worth every penny. Buy this cigar, and this is like priced at almost what you'd call a special occasion cigar.
And what is the name of this one again?
This is the Aging Room Rare Collection.
Rare Collection. Okay.
Yes, and it was
I got to go get one.
absolutely fantastic. I enjoyed it so much.
I love when you have that cigar that's just like one that's just really outstanding, and you go, "Oh, that was
Now,
so."
I will tell you,
kinda
this
above the pack.
This comes in strength-wise at like a medium to medium plus, maybe almost full at the very beginning, but a medium to medium plus. This is also a spicy cigar. If you're into super smooth and creamy cigars, this might not be the step you want to take. But if you like something with big flavor, and I was just wishing that I had a nice, like a rye whiskey or something that would just go with it really well. Something with some
The spiciness,
cinnamon and some of those
right,
things in there, and maybe a little chocolate flavor in the whiskey would have paired with this in a beautiful, beautiful way.
Little Angel's Envy rye, like the
Yeah,
bottle I got
oh, man.
from someone
That
for
stuff's so
Christmas.
good.
Yeah, it
So
really
good.
is. So, well, that sounds like it was really awesome.